The restaurant glows just after sunset, when the city's wealth comes out to be seen. Crystal chandeliers spill warm light across marble floors. Servers move with rehearsed grace, and quiet conversations hum with confidence and entitlement. This is a place where reservations signal status, where every detail is designed to reassure certain people that they belong. At the entrance stands Victoria Thompson. She is composed, impeccably dressed, her posture calm but alert, as if she's learned to read rooms before rooms decide how to read her. Years of boardrooms and negotiations have trained her face to reveal nothing easily, yet her eyes register everything. The glances, the pauses, the subtle tightening of smiles that arrive before words ever do. When she's told there are no tables left, the sentence lands heavier than it should, not because it's new, but because it's familiar. The tone, the implication, the quiet sorting of who is welcome and who is not. Around her, diners watch with detached curiosity, some uncomfortable, others quietly approving, all part of a social machine that rarely stops to question itself. Victoria doesn't argue. She doesn't raise her voice. She simply stands there, absorbing the moment, weighing what silence costs and what truth demands. This is not just about a table. It's about power, about who gets to define worth, and what happens when that definition is wrong. What happens next will change everyone in that room. If stories like this matter to you, support them with a like and subscribe to Canada's Heartfelt Tales, and stay with us as this moment unfolds. The room doesn't relax after the words are spoken. It tightens. A server freezes mid-step, a tray trembling just enough for ice to clink inside crystal glasses. Someone near the window clears their throat, too loudly. Music continues, smooth and expensive, but it now feels misplaced, like laughter at a funeral. Victoria remains where she is, not defiant, not pleading. Still, observing. The hostess avoids her eyes and gestures vaguely toward the bar, the universal motion that says move along. Victoria doesn't. She notices how the staff instinctively shift to form a loose barrier, bodies angling in practice alignment. It's subtle. No one says anything overt. They don't have to. A man at a nearby table leans back in his chair, studying her with open curiosity. His watch catches the light. Another diner lifts her phone, pretending to check messages while the camera quietly tilts upward. These moments always attract witnesses. Victoria takes a slow step forward. Her heels echo once against the floor, a clean sound that cuts through the murmurs. The hostess stiffens. "I'm meeting someone," Victoria says evenly. The hostess exhales, impatience slipping through her smile. "Like I said, we're fully booked." The words land with finality, but Victoria hears what's underneath them. She's heard it before in different cities, different accents, always dressed in politeness. She lets the silence stretch, long enough for discomfort to bloom. A manager appears, summoned by tension rather than words. He's confident in the way men become confident when they assume the room belongs to them. His tie is slightly loose, his smile professional and tired. "Is there a problem here?" he asks. Victoria turns toward him, her expression calm. "I was told there are no tables." He glances at the hostess, then back at Victoria, already assembling his response. "That's correct. Tonight is private. Reservations only. Private." The word hums with meaning. Victoria nods once, as if considering this. Around them, the room listens. Even the servers pretending not to notice have slowed, caught between obligation and instinct. "I see," Victoria says. Her voice doesn't waver. "May I ask who authorized that policy tonight?" The manager's smile tightens. "I did." "Then I'd like your name." A pause. He gives it, casually, unaware that he's just stepped into something with edges. The hostess shifts again, sensing a change she can't name. Victoria thanks him. Simply, no threat, no accusation. She reaches into her purse. Not dramatically, just enough for those nearby to notice the movement. The room collectively holds its breath. She doesn't pull out a card. Not yet. Instead, she steps aside, allowing the couple behind her to pass. They hurry in without question, coats accepted, smiles returned. The contrast is clean, visible, impossible to deny. Victoria watches them disappear into the dining room she designed. She listens to the hum of approval that follows people who are never asked to justify their presence. Then she turns back. "Before I leave," she says, softly enough that people lean in, "I'd like to confirm something." The manager gestures impatiently. "Ma'am, if you don't have a reservation, this building," Victoria continues unhurried, "was renovated 3 years ago. The lighting was redone first. Do you remember why?" The manager blinks. Because harsh lighting makes people uncomfortable," she says. "It makes them rush. It makes them spend less time, less money. Soft lighting keeps people calm. Welcome." The manager frowns. The hostess's face drains of color. Victoria steps closer, not invading space, just enough that her presence becomes unavoidable. "The marble beneath your feet came from Carrara, chosen for durability, not show. The playlist cycles every 45 minutes to avoid repetition fatigue." Her eyes move around the room, not boastful, precise. Every detail here was intentional. Silence thickens. Someone near the bar whispers, "Oh my God!" The manager's voice lowers. "Who are you?" Victoria meets his gaze. This time, she lets the pause linger. "I'm the person who signed off on your hire," she says. The sound that follows isn't loud. It's worse. It's the quiet collapse of certainty. The hostess grips the stand. The manager laughs once, sharply, as if disbelief might save him. That's not funny. Victoria reaches into her purse again and places a slim card on the host stand. It doesn't slide. It lands flat. The manager reads it. His expression changes in stages: confusion, calculation, fear. He looks up, then back down, as if hoping the letters will rearrange themselves. Around them, phones rise openly now. Victoria doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't need to. "I don't come here often anymore," she says. "That was the point. I wanted to see what happens when authority isn't visible." The hostess whispers, "I didn't know." "I know," Victoria replies. "Not cruel, not kind, accurate." The manager straightens, scrambling for control. "We can fix this. Please. There's been a misunderstanding." Victoria looks past him, at the staff gathered too close to pretend disinterest. There wasn't. She turns slightly, addressing the room without claiming it. This wasn't a mistake. It was a system doing exactly what was allowed to do. Her phone vibrates once in her hand. She glances at the screen, then back up. "I'm calling corporate." The manager blurts. Victoria nods. "Good. I already did." The manager's confidence fractures. The hostess begins to cry, quietly, as if sound might make it worse. Victoria steps away from the stand and moves toward the center of the room. The path clears without instruction. People understand when something irreversible is happening. She speaks again, voice steady, measure for listening ears. Discrimination doesn't announce itself. It hides in policies, in tone, in who gets a benefit of doubt. She turns back to the manager. "You enforce a rule that doesn't exist." He opens his mouth. Nothing comes out. "I reviewed the cameras." Victoria continues. "The logs. The complaints that never reach my desk." She doesn't list them. She doesn't have to. The implication lands heavier than specifics. Security appears at the edge of the room, uncertain. Victoria raises a hand, stopping them. "Not yet," she says. The manager's phone rings. He answers it with shaking hands. The color leaves his face as he listens. Yes, I understand effective immediately." He lowers the phone. Victoria meets his eyes. "You're done here." The words aren't shouted. They don't need to be. The hostess collapses into a chair. The manager tries to speak, to bargain, to explain. Victoria doesn't interrupt. She waits until he finishes. Then she nods once. "You'll receive your termination paperwork by morning." She turns to the hostess. "You'll be reassigned, pending review. Training starts tomorrow." The hostess sobs, nodding desperately. Victoria looks around the room one last time. Faces stare back at her, some ashamed, some impressed, some unsettled by the proximity of consequences. "This restaurant will stay open tonight," she says. but it will not stay the same. She steps toward the exit, the staff parting automatically now. The doors open before she reaches them. As she leaves, the room exhales. Behind her, careers unravel. Policies are rewritten. Cameras capture what power looks like when it doesn't shout. And for everyone watching, one truth settles in quietly and permanently. The price of discrimination is never small, and tonight it was finally paid. The doors close behind Victoria, and the sound doesn't echo. It settles. Inside, the restaurant continues to move, but differently now. Voices lower, gestures more careful, eyes more awake. What happened tonight doesn't disappear with the manager's exit. It lingers in every decision that follows. Victoria pauses outside, feeling the cool air replace the controlled warmth she curated years ago. For the first time that evening, her shoulders relax. Not because she won, but because she didn't shrink. She didn't explain herself. She didn't trade dignity for comfort. She let the truth stand on its own weight, and it was enough. She knows this moment won't fix everything. Systems don't heal overnight, but something shifted. A line was crossed, and it won't quietly reset. Tomorrow, people will talk. Next week, policies will change. And somewhere down the line, someone who looks like her will walk through those same doors and never be questioned at all. Victoria walks away without looking back. The light from the restaurant spills on the pavement behind her, steady and exposed, no longer hiding what happens inside. Stories like this don't end with applause. They continue in choices, made daily, often unseen. If this story moves you, help it travel further. Like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Canada's Heartfelt Tales so more stories of truth, courage, and change can be told.